Well, joining us from New York is reputation Dr. Mike Paul. Mike, very good to see you this morning. It's interesting, isn't it, that any of these allegations would sully someone's reputation. However, for Donald Trump supporters, that reputation doesn't seem to matter.
Well, it's the change of politics like we've never seen before. It's bringing reality TV into politics here in America.
And meanwhile, the allegations of sexually aggressive behaviour, whatever you want to call it, seem to be met, by Donald Trump, while he throws accusations at the reputation of Hillary Clinton's husband. And that, then, is a problem for that candidate.
Well, if Bill Clinton were running for president, but he's not running for president, his wife, who has established herself on her own experience and accord, including being Secretary of State of the United States of America, is the person who's running for president. So it might work to be a magnet for the most ardent Trump supporters, but it certainly doesn't help you get some of the voters that you need to cross over, like women and minorities, for example, to win.
But isn't the reality that Trump doesn't actually need those people to vote for him? In fact, if he gets enough white working-class men in the battleground states to come out and vote for him, he could win that way. And people think a lot of what Trump has been doing and the way he's been talking, the stuff he's been talking about, is aimed at that very specific part of the American society.
Yes, but Piers, historically, looking at elections here in the States, it's never been enough to only have that segment. It's always been important to have more women and more minorities based on the averages and the percentages that are needed.
Tell me this. An interesting thing, I think, for people back in Britain is that Trump's portrayed very much as a demon here. Hillary is the great hope, the first potential female president and so on. But when I'm in America, I certainly detect a far more angst-ridden attitude towards Hillary Clinton. She's far less popular in America than perhaps people here think she might be. Why is she herself such a divisive character, do you think?
Well, she's been through a lot of reputation damage, if you will, herself. She was associated, as you said, with Bill Clinton's presidency, and we know that there was a lot of positives, but also a lot of negatives associated with that presidency. She also had her own troubles as Secretary of State, and she also had her own troubles external to being Secretary of State. She was a U.S. Senator in New York and other positions that she's been in politics for more than 40 years. So the one thing I will say that you're saying that's accurate is both of them have very high negatives. And the question is, who's going to rise above with the mud that's being thrown at each? They've been sullied themselves with their own actions.
I think they'll be wallowing in the biggest mud fight of all time tonight, which might be quite unedifying, but it's going to be great TV. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. We appreciate it.
It's very interesting times out here. Of course, we have that final presidential debate on Wednesday. According to a lot of polls, Trump is behind. And, of course, he then got his wife, Melania, to go on camera, this time with Anderson Cooper of CNN. They were, of course, talking about bus tape, as it's referred to out here.